What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the garage and welcome back to another Thursday night live show on the #1 live tuning show in the unknown. Like the week. Where to start? Colorado is temporarily down, waiting on parts. Launch control not working, so I had to air it out. Send it in. Blew a tranny cooler line out. Oh, you know it, Andrew. Life. So we're still waiting on the drive shaft. It should have shipped there Wednesday. I'm hoping it shows up tomorrow so we can do the drive shaft and the pinion yoke swap. Back on Saturday to go back in. Luckily, it was an easy fix. Sound is in and out. Oh, you know what? Hey, I know why. Let me fix that. Okay. Hopefully this solves it. Let me know if the sound is still cutting in and out, guys. I appreciate it. Where is my... What's up, DZ? Yeah, I had silence detection on there, so it was clipping the mic. Sorry about that, guys. And for like the last 2 or 3 shows, I've been recording on the wrong mic, so it doesn't help that the mic's all the way over here. Let me get a little bit closer. Can you hear me now? Is everybody there? Okay, so as I was saying, launch control messed up. Got it sent in. Got it fixed. Too close. Picking up the center console from Justin tomorrow. I can't remember everything that's going on. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram or not. If you don't, you should, because I got all of my got my seats and harnesses installed. Yay! Contend you are in the wrong line of hobby if you think that you're going to have it fixed after 4 weekends in a row. I've been working on this stuff for so long. Thanks, Brian. I like how it turned out. I think I need to bump the passenger seat up a little bit. It's a little bit low. I need to bring it up about an inch. So I'll run down and get some metal and build up the brackets, because I fabricated all the brackets myself out of 3/16 inch steel. And then building another 4L80. Dude, I love my Turbo 400. Love it. Yeah, I got to start working on that, because I've got to cut out all the stuff for the lid on it and then bolt it down. Come here. You want up here? You want to say hi to everybody? Everybody, this is Seven. Founder out of Sonic in San Angelo, Texas. Okay, hop up. He's got to do a live show. Ouch! Been fighting lean issues on the VE 1000 to 1200 RPM. Gave it 40% extra fuel, and it did nothing. Yeah, most likely your MAF is not... Oh, yeah, if you're not getting a cell for the MAF fail high, it's probably not. 7 of 9. Lucky number 7 is all it was. Ozman. Just lucky number 7, because she was born astray, and a few $1,000s worth of vet bills later, she's a healthy and happy dog. David, I appreciate you watching. If I could give you any pointers, it is absorb as much information when it comes to tuning as humanly possible. So, process of getting the nitrous harness built, ended up going standalone fuel cell. Nice. Thinking of running good ethanol in there too. 200 shot through a plate. I say send it. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Budget Outlaws. Appreciate it. Do appreciate it. What else has everybody got going on this week? Anything fun? Anything interesting? Oh, speaking of which, I don't know. What do you guys think? Just kicking around an idea for spring. Let me get some of your intentions, what you think. Now, unfortunately, this would only be eligible for people living in the lower 48 states. You guys think it'd be cool to give the Cadillac away? Do a drawing for the Cadillac? Steven says, yep. Mike says, sure. Michael's got a LT4 factory blower for sale. He upgraded his blower recently. Rokon, yes, HP Tuners will do a crank sensor relearn on 2003 LQ4. Oh, sorry, Kyle. Depending on how what generation it is will make a difference. So, I've been talking to Mrs. Garage, and I've got some videos to do on the Cadillac. There'll be a reason, we'll touch on that. But we're going to, at least temporarily, we're going to swap out the Terminator X for a Dominator. So keep your eyes peeled. We're going to do some content on the Dominator. Mainly, the reason behind that is I've been wanting to get a Dominator in for the extra I/O on it, and it has some pulse width modulation. So it should, theoretically, we should be able to build some custom tables on the Dominator to get the virtual valves dialed back in. That all being said, I think what we're looking at possibly doing next spring, we just don't have the room for another car, and I'm wanting to get another car because what I think would be a fun project would to be pick up a early 70s model muscle car, big block car, and then run through and modernize everything on it. You know, go to coil ignition, port injection, fuel injection, all that stuff. 442 is one of them that we've looked at, D&Z. We're trying to choose between a 442 and a Buick GS right now, I think. Chevelles have just gotten a little bit played out. Thanks, Atomic Punk. Appreciate it, brother. So, given kind of the way that the Cadillac works, because it is we don't necessarily use it as a car so much as a platform for doing tuning and stuff like that, AMC AMX is a good contender too. So we're looking for something in that vein where we could do, as I said, a big block, early 70s, because anything pre-74 doesn't have to worry about emissions, and then going like a full bore, like maybe crazy horsepower street car out of it, tub the back end, all that stuff. But I really want to do the modern controls on it for the tunability and go through the steps of taking an old platform car on that and throwing some modern controls on it. I don't know if I want to go as old as an old deuce. But because of that, we've kicked around the idea of possibly doing a drawing for the Project Country Club come springtime. So keep your eyes peeled. I've got to do some legwork on all the legalities and stuff like that. I don't know, MK Motorsports. It depends. If I can get the Dominator to do what I want, I will probably sell the Terminator X Max. If I can't, I'll put the Terminator X Max back on and sell the Dominator. You got to remember the Dominators are sold a la carte. And so because of that, they don't come with any harnesses. But the nice thing is they use the same harness layout as the Terminator X. So literally, it will be setting up a new config file or global file, as Holly calls it, putting that into the Dominator, plugging it in, and it'll run. Then we'll just do the rest of it. 67 GS 400. That's a bad car, Brian. Yeah, exactly, D&Z. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Be fun to do a project like that and not do a LS. I would rather approach a big block, build up a big block in there, possibly go over to something like a Dart built block for a big block, and then maybe shoot for the moon. Shoot for 1,500, 2,000 horsepower on it or something. Like crazy build. I'm talking a crazy build on this car. So we would probably be looking at a Skylark or something, not a true GS. We'd be looking at a tribute car that we could not feel bad about cutting up, things like that. So that's kind of where it's at. Just thought I'd give you guys kind of a heads up on that, so keep your eyes peeled. We're still going to be doing a drawing sometime this month on the live show for, I don't know, what do you guys want? Within reason. A Metro with a big ball. The problem is it has to be pre-74. That's the big thing, is it's got to be pre-74 because I want it to be street legal no matter how crazy it gets. And as long as it's a pre-74, we can do basically anything to it. Just have to pass safety inspections. Just do a drawing for the 6L80. I ain't shipping the 6L80. An HP tuner. You guys want a drawing for an MPVI2? I would be happy to do a drawing for an MPVI2. Give me some ideas. Nitrous kit. I thought about that one, Craig. I'd do a nitrous kit. The reason I haven't done MPVI2 drawings is because I just figured everybody already has one. So, VS turbos. I've given some turbos away in the past, DY. I've given 2 away, of course. Choice of gauges. Okay. I like that idea. Everybody can use some gauges, right? A camshaft kit. Shifter. A Terminator X is a little bit out of the price range of what I want to give away. Appreciate it, though. Let's try and keep it under $500. What's up, Super Slow? Digital... Man. The Super Auto. You guys are full of it. You guys are full of it. Our Tune Consultant. I could probably do a couple of these things. How much are 1500cc injectors going for? I could give away a couple of them. I could give away a set. I could give away a Goat Rope Garage Shop banner. I've got an extra one. Good ideas, everybody. I like gauges. We haven't done gauges in a while. I've given some gauges away to the Patreon people. So I will round up. I tell you guys what, I will round up some stuff this week, maybe next week. I don't know if we will get into it next Thursday, but let's shoot for maybe the Thursday after that. We'll do some drawings. Gatan, you know what? I think they were $45 or something like that. One of the patrons did them for me. He has a sign shop. I would have to go back and dig through there. And they're super huge. They're pretty big size banners. That's why I actually don't have one hanging in my own garage. I don't really have space. Gift card to ICT Billet. That's a good idea. Maybe, I'll do a couple things. I will do a couple things. If that's the case, maybe I can get them up on the website. I'll have to get with them and see if it's cool. It would all be done through him, but some good ideas. Some good ideas. I like it. No Amazon gift card. No, I'm not giving away Amazon gift cards. I honestly, let me find out. I'm surprised Tyler's not on here. He would do... I'd probably just set them up and let him sell them, because I don't need to make any money off banners if you guys want to hang banners in your shops or garages. A mega merch pack! That's another thought that I had, and I might do a couple things. So, I like the idea of possibly giving a gauge away. I haven't looked lately. Let's see here. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, let's go product. Wi-Fi universal. See ya, Ozman. Have a good one, brother. Hey, I got a 325 fuel pump that I pulled out of the Super Auto. If you need it, just let me know. I will make you a smoking hot deal on it. Yeah, good ideas, everybody. Good ideas. You need bigger than a 325? Gently, I would not give this recliner away. I got an extra set of Corbeau seats. I just don't want to pay to ship them. Listen, whenever you buy seats, make sure whenever you click to buy two that you're not buying two pairs. I may have had a few drinks. 325 would do almost 800 on pump gas. You're stretching. 525 would easily do 800 on gas, pump gas. Yeah, well, and then they showed up. I got 2 boxes. I'm like, oh, 2 seats. And I pick up one of the boxes. I'm like, this box is super heavy. These seats are supposed to weigh like 22 pounds. And then I open it up and pull one seat out, and there's another one in there, and I'm staring at the other box, and I'm like, oh, man, I bought way too many seats. Maybe I should put the other ones in the Cadillac. What do you think? Should I throw the other Corbeaus into the Cadillac? That could be cool. Those seats are pretty worn out anyways. I mean, but they have the air conditioners in those seats, so... Mount them... Brian, I thought about mounting them in the bed. Speedmaster 1100 external on the hobs. Hey, Danny. Yeah, I always have to remember, Catan, that I'm running the methanol stuff because I'm not having any issues with fuel pressure on my setup, but I'm also... I don't know that my wife would like fixed back seats in the Jeep. How far away are you from Pittsburgh, Steven? I'd make you a steal of a deal if you want to come pick them up. You said I don't want to ship them. It cost me more to ship them back than the money I could make off of selling them. It's just one of those mistakes I got to live with. Oh, you're too far away. They'll sit around till the next vehicle. Maybe we'll put them in the next vehicle. Very comfortable seats for as cheap as they are. And they're steel construction, which is nice. So you don't have to necessarily worry about mounting them to your frame or whatever, or your roll cage or whatever. Hey, Tony. We are, once again, only doing a 30-minute show tonight. Probably do 30-minute shows until we do the big show where we do some drawings and giveaways, but I will do an update video about everything that we're going to give away. So let me just kind of get some of that stuff coming. And thanks, everybody, for all of your suggestions. It'll be a fun show. Man, I got wounds from working in the car, pulling the manifold off. Building a new cooler stack. So, what order are you going in, MK? I gotta figure out why my monitor keeps on blinking out, my main monitor. Did you think about the questions last week on how to get a 4L80 to work in an 06 Trailblazer SS? Tony, I'll be honest with you. No, I did not. It has been one of those weeks where I haven't had time to think about anything, really, unfortunately. Going condenser, IC, radiator, fans. I need to figure out if I can get my radiator installed. There you go. MK Motorsports says install it. Is it the 4L80E? Do they make those with a separate TCM? There you go. James Taylor is doing one also. Oh, it has a T42. So what problems are you having, Tony? T42s are great units. Yeah, Idiot Rash. You're correct, David. That's exactly. I have a tendency to just dive headfirst into the engine bay and let everything just pull my skin off. Oh, having trouble to get a segment swap. Have you not been able to find an OS for the 4L80? Do you need to segment swap that? Since it has a standalone transmission? That's interesting because I wouldn't think that you'd necessarily need to do a segment swap on that since it has its own TCM. Generally, you have to segment swap a PCM, which controls both the engine and transmission. Yeah, you might have to rewire things like your turbine speed sensors to get your speedometer back to your ECM and stuff, but I don't know that you'd need to segment swap that. When somebody chime in on that. Ooh. Gotta love Unistrut. They say you can run it with the 4L70 segment. Well, that would make sense. As long as it's all about whether or not the solenoids are commanding the correct solenoids. But even then, at that point in time, you're just talking about the communications parameters that are being transferred between the TCM and the ECM. And I'm really surprised. You could probably get away with the 6L80 segment swap since this is a T42. Because it doesn't care about what transmission's in it. It's all about getting the communications from the TCM to the ECM on the right CAN bus channels. What injectors do I have in my truck, Danny? Mine are factory injectors. Stock. Plus 80 pounders. Yes, I normally shut you guys out, but you're just so excited to see what's going on in here, aren't you? What size converter did I end up going with? I believe it is a 9.5 inch. Yeah, Danny, I'm running 16 injectors. I got primaries are the direct injection, factory direct injections, then I've got port injection on top of it. Really like the smaller converter because it just, the thing spins up and spins down so much quicker. All the injectors in the world. David says eBay swap loom is sweet and cheap. Comes with a long lead, just plugs into the PCM. Older trucks, though. Segment swapped with an 07 2500 Suburban. So you did a segment swap for the 4L70, and it's still not working with the 4L70? Hey, Nick. Sorry to hear that, brother. Oh, nice. Nice, super slow. I've been looking. I need to get a better converter. I bought a cheap one, $200 converter for getting this thing up and going and testing out how it likes the 3,000 RPM stall. So I need to, once we get out and start tuning and stuff like that, I don't really want to get this thing up on the trans brake because it doesn't have an anti-balloon plate on it and stuff. So I will be buying a better converter very soon. Super slow. PTC is one of the people that I've looked at. Danny Rochester, you're not new to the channel, but you must not have been around on one of my rants about decapped injectors. Yeah, after the last issue with Circle D, I don't know that I'll be buying anything from them. No, I haven't yet. Super slow. I will, as I said. I want to see what it feels like on the stall. Good morning, Chain of Wrong. James Taylor, I may hit up FTI since I'm running their transmission, and I'm real happy with their transmission. Yeah, I know PTC's got raves. So, Catan, let me tell you this. I got the Lingenfelter two-step box. The Lingenfelter is nice because it has the timing cut on it. If you are not worried about running the timing cut, MSD's is cheaper. So it's about half the price, but all it does is a two-step, whereas Lingenfelter will two-step and do timing cut. Now, that being said, the Lingenfelter box that I got did not work, so I had to pull it out and send it in. But I sent it in Tuesday. They received it. Tuesday. They received it yesterday. They shipped it back out today. And it was a quality control issue. The box itself was fine. They had some of the leads wired wrong on there, which was kind of annoying. You know, do some testing before you send that stuff out. It's a $500 piece of equipment. Ugh, that sounds terrible, Brandon. Hey, Nelson. Nothing wrong with that, super slow. Anyone familiar with O2 Camaro Holley integration? As far as which platform, James, they support that platform. In fact, the harness that I put on the Cadillac would probably work on an O2 Camaro. Gen 2 LT1 project, 411 PCM went from open headers 3-inch catback. Starts up and idles fine after change, but after warms up, if you rev it up a little RPM, dips and it stalls, and it sounds like you're probably a little rich. And your airflow, Harry, Nick, your airflow at idle is going to be lower than it was beforehand because you're not moving as much air through anymore. Make more videos about idle tuning. Okie dokie. Yeah, if you're just going to do the two-step, I would look at an MSD unit. And the nice thing about the MSD units for like the Gen 3s and Gen 4s is that they've got the breakout harness where it actually, like your ignition harness has a connector before it goes down to the coils, whereas the Gen 5, all of the coil connectors are in the main harness. And so you've got 8 connectors that you have to break out on the later stuff, whereas the earlier stuff is just 2 connectors. It's a 5-minute installation. Just pinned out my EM for Lambda input to the Max 5. Yeah, dude, Brian, that thing's stud. Yeah. I've got so much stuff going on that I'm not utilizing as much of the stuff on the Max 5 as I probably should be. But that's going to change. Once we get this thing tuned enough where I can start using it. Initially, I was going to have the nitrous taper off at 10 PSI, but I think I'm going to run the nitrous up to about 15 or 18 PSI now. Need the factory ECU to set up emissions readiness and show RPM. Yeah, that's easy to do, James. That's what I did on the Cadillac. You just need to, you can leave the factory ECU in place and then disable all the DTCs to show readiness. And then as far as RPM, you can split the signal for RPM from the ECM over to the Holley. It'll work perfectly fine. It's, there's a lot of people that are doing piggyback applications with the Terminator X, stuff like that. So should not be an issue. That's exactly what I'm doing on my setup right now. So if you plug in, mine still shows it's got like an E38 ECM in it through the OBD2 port. And then all of my inputs that needed to go to the ECM to show up on the dash before I had the digital dash went over to that. And now the only issue that you might have is if you don't, you have to disable all the DTCs and stuff. That way you're not just getting Christmas trees. And you may still get some Christmas trees, and it may try to put you in reduced engine power. So if there's an option on that ECM to swap it over to a cable throttle body or something like that, I would do that. Even though you don't need to... where's my train of thought? Oh, I can't think. Even though you don't need to be running a cable throttle body. Danny, I'm going to get your shirt shipped out. Listen. Danny, I work so hard in the garage all day that whenever it comes time to ship stuff out, I'm the worst, and I apologize. I will get you your shirt. It is sitting right there. Right there. I owe some mugs also. I've got some coffee mugs down here that I need to ship out that I need to go back months to figure out who I owe a coffee mug to. You know, and that's kind of the thing that's been holding me off from considering going full Holley on the truck is I don't want to deal with the integration. When you're tuning idle for a cam swap, what's the most important PIDs to focus on? For a cam swap airflow, you've got to get your airflow dialed in though. So you're going to have less efficiency at idle. So go into your VE table and your MAF curve where you're at idle. Pull about 20% out of there. Get your, I would go to mass airflow. Get your mass airflow sensor reading perfectly at idle and look at how many pounds per hour it has at idle, because then you can use that to set up your base minimum airflow table for idle. That's probably what is wrong, is your base minimum airflow for idle. Okay, Danny. It's official. Danny has donated his shirt. Brandon, guys running SD, you still have a airflow calculation. Look for dynamic airflow instead of mass airflow, which is calculated. Dynamic airflow is technically calculated off of the blended VE and MAF table, but if MAF is disabled and you're running SD only, then it is calculating airflow off of your volumetric efficiency table. No, Catan, that is perfectly fine. What up, John? You made it just in time to hit the end of the show. So, as a summary, in probably about 2 weeks, we're going to have the big drawing for 30,000. I owe Andrew a mug. I owe a lot of people a mug. We're only doing 30-minute shows until the big show. 2 weeks from now, we'll do the big show for the 30,000s. So we will give away all kinds of fun stuff in about 2 weeks. Keep your eyes peeled. I'll do a video on that. No. And then, as I said, we will talk about it more in the coming months about possibly giving away Project Country Club. I don't owe you anything, Nick. Doesn't work that way. So, keep your eyes peeled though. We got a lot of content coming out. We'll be doing the drive shaft install, the center console with all the wiring, which means we will be doing the steady stage. D-White, you're correct. That's what I got to figure out is the laws on the vehicle giveaway. So, it's doable, but I got to figure out what it is. Doing the steady stage. What else have we got going on? We will be tuning in some of the... Yes, TJ. We'll be tuning in some of the cool stuff. We'll finish the tuning on the truck once we get the new drive shaft in. Then on top of it, as I said, we will be swapping a Dominator in on Project Country Club and seeing if we can tackle the valve timing stuff. So, you guys know the deal. Thanks for stopping by the garage. Remember, ABT, always be tuning.